Have you ever felt that no matter how much you plan and organize your schedule, you're always running behind? It's exhausting, isn't it? We've been conditioned to believe that achieving optimal productivity requires strict management of every moment of our day. But is this concept scientifically accurate? In a detailed study presented by author David Kadavy in his book Managing the Mind, Not Time, a completely different perspective is introduced. It emphasizes that the essence of success lies not in trying to cram more tasks into our daily schedule, but in aligning with our mental capabilities and using them optimally. When Kadavy faced the challenge of writing a book, he discovered an essential truth through his personal experience. After multiple attempts to apply traditional time management techniques and minimize distractions, he came to realize that true productivity stems from effective management of mental energy, not just time organization. By aligning tasks with optimal mental states, he was able to achieve tangible results in his writing project. Welcome to Book MT. If you're looking for inspiring and useful content, we are here to provide the best we have. We offer self-development tips, book reviews, and exciting content that will help you achieve your goals. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Join us on this enjoyable journey and share your thoughts and comments on the videos. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to seeing you on the channel. Optimal mental state. David Kadavy serves as an exceptional model in the world of writing. He never imagined himself as an author at the beginning of his career, and writing was not one of his main interests. However, a highly tempting offer to write a book radically changed the course of his life. Driven by his professional commitment, he began restructuring his entire life to achieve this goal. He strategically allocated his time resources, abandoning his social commitments and recreational activities, dedicating all his efforts to completing this ambitious project. Unlike many authors who enjoy spontaneous creative flow, Kadavy faced numerous challenges in the writing process. Despite dedicating long hours in front of his computer screen, he struggled to produce the required content. As the deadline for submitting a quarter of the book approached, the pressure on him increased, and the expectations of his social and professional environment began to weigh heavily on him. In a decisive moment, he decided to enroll in a training course with Yuka, hoping to refresh his creative energy. By chance, he met a friendly local who struck up a casual conversation in Spanish. This encounter radically transformed his mental state, enabling him to complete the first chapter of his book in just 1 hour. From this inspiring experience, Kadavy concluded a fundamental truth. Success in writing does not depend on time management as much as it does on preparing the optimal mental state. Effective management of the mind goes beyond simply focusing on tasks. It requires a deep understanding of thinking mechanisms and the dynamics of creativity. When facing a daunting to-do list, the mental management approach offers an innovative solution. Rather than wondering what can be accomplished at the present time, it encourages exploring tasks that align with our current mental state. Aligning mental energy with work requirements represents the key to achieving optimal productivity and avoiding the waste of valuable resources. The point of optimal creativity. Developing creative abilities requires a scientific approach, not just an innate talent possessed by some and not others. Creativity, unlike material goods, cannot be acquired. It requires a process of deliberate evolution and consistency. In this context, experts confirm that the mental state plays a pivotal role in the creative process, whether in storytelling, musical composition, or visual arts. According to author David Kadavy, creative thinking can be categorized into two main types: divergent thinking and convergent thinking. Divergent thinking manifests during the phase of exploring multiple and diverse ideas, while convergent thinking emerges when organizing and connecting these ideas into a cohesive framework. Let's take creative writing as an example. When starting the writing process, we face multiple strategic choices. Do we adopt a formal style or prefer a conversational one? Do we reveal our identity or keep it confidential? This stage represents divergent thinking, while convergent thinking is evident in making the final decision and selecting the appropriate path. Achieving optimal creativity requires identifying the ideal point, where favorable spatial and temporal conditions align for creativity. Creative work is not just a set of steps to be followed, It is a visual process that culminates in what is known as the moment of sudden inspiration. Neuroscientists confirm that this visual moment represents a turning point in vision and a reshaping of perspective. This creative moment, often referred to as a eureka moment, represents the peak of the creative process, where ideas crystallize and visions become crystal clear. Whether in composing a musical piece, creating a storyline, or completing a work of art, this moment marks a transformational shift in the creative path. Discovering your personal creative point. Achieving peak performance goes beyond merely selecting a specific time of day. It revolves around a deep understanding of the energy and focus levels required for maximum productivity. Energy levels naturally fluctuate throughout the day with different activities, whether work meetings, social interactions, or creative tasks, consuming varying amounts of our energy. Therefore, it becomes crucial to identify the ideal time when our capabilities reach their peak. This requires aligning work patterns with the daily rhythm of our biological clock, which governs the sleep-wake cycle. This rhythm can be envisioned as an ascending curve throughout the day, with alertness increasing over time. However, this alertness is affected by the amount of rest we receive. When we don't get enough sleep, sleep debt accumulates, leading to a noticeable drop in energy levels, which explains the sluggishness we feel around 2:30 p.m. when the biological clock's rhythm intersects with accumulated sleep debt. A deep understanding of our biological clock's rhythm allows us to manage focus efficiently. Studies have shown that most people achieve their highest levels of productivity in the morning. An example of this is seen in the practices of accomplished violinists who dedicate the early morning hours to focus training. This approach was also followed by renowned writer Virginia Woolf and psychologist B.F. Skinner. For most individuals, the morning represents peak alertness. To maximize the benefit of your personal creative period, Kadavy offers a strategy for the first hour of the day. This approach enhances discipline by dedicating the first hour of the day to the highest priority project. Not just any project, but the most important one. Focusing on this task at the start of the day greatly increases the likelihood of completing it efficiently. This approach is not merely theoretical, it is a practical reality. By starting the day with the most important task, we effectively reduce the chances of procrastination and avoid potential obstacles before they appear. The 4 stages of creativity. Creative activity goes beyond the designated time for writing or drawing. The mind continues to work on creative projects even during apparent rest periods. It is essential to recognize that the creative process is not confined to moments when we sit at our desks with our creative tools in hand. Renowned social psychologist Graham Wallace proposed a comprehensive scientific framework that includes 4 essential stages of creativity, which form a roadmap that guides us through the entire creative journey. 1. Preparation. This stage involves comprehensive planning for your project, requiring careful analysis and intellectual exploration. It transforms you into a mobile knowledge repository, gathering and analyzing the necessary information for your project. Kadavy followed a similar approach when writing his book, as his meticulous method of reflection amidst his rich library of books, newspapers, and magazines emphasizes the importance of absorbing information. His whiteboard filled with ideas and initial drafts of chapters illustrates the value of this structured approach. His extensive research was not a waste of time, but a necessary investment to move confidently to the next stage. Second, incubation. This stage occurs when you step away from actively working on your project. You might focus on something else or spend time with friends and family. Taking breaks is essential. Forcing yourself to complete a task immediately doesn't always work. In fact, it can lead to frustration and anger, making it difficult to reach your creative point and transition to the third stage. 3. Illumination. The pivotal moment in the creative process occurs when sudden inspiration strikes, often in a way that is difficult to explain systematically. It represents a fundamental turning point in the creative journey. However, achieving this exceptional moment requires careful preparation and groundwork in the previous stages. Adequate investment in the preparation phase is a key requirement for reaching this advanced stage. A compelling example from the music world illustrates this concept clearly. One music legend experienced an extraordinary creative moment when he woke up and was inspired with a distinctive melody. Quickly, he went to the piano to write down this musical inspiration, resulting in the creation of a timeless musical work. But this success wasn't by chance. It was the fruit of years of experience and continuous practice in musical composition. This well-prepared groundwork enabled him to capture and use this creative moment efficiently while ensuring the final validation and refinement stage. Fourth, verification. In this critical stage, you need to systematically and thoroughly evaluate the ideas generated during the illumination phase. Critical analysis is essential to verify the feasibility, originality, and uniqueness of the idea. To illustrate, consider a professional musician who faces the challenge of validating the originality of his melody. Through careful professionalism and intellectual integrity, he dedicated a year and a half to scrutinizing and refining each element of the musical work, from the melody to the lyrics and arrangement. Adhering to a disciplined creative process and allocating sufficient time for each stage is a prerequisite for producing exceptional artistic works. Each stage represents a vital link in the complete creative chain, and skipping any of them could negatively impact the final product's quality and artistic value.